What's cracking, cousin? This is part 5 in the ending. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. The link is in the bio. And don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and repost everything you see on my page. That's how you help me grow. So in part 5, King had won that court case against the ex for the assault, even though she did not want to press charges. They arrested one person and left the other two behind. So with the other two behind, of course, that leaves fear. That leaves you having to look over your shoulder. And obviously, you can't trust your own family because Gina's mom gave up King. So they had a friend that lived on the outskirts of the town that they were in. She told them to come stay with them until they found their housing. About a week later, the ex catches wind exactly where they are. This time, he wants to play it cool, and he said he's not leaving any witnesses. It was just like any normal day. They got up, made breakfast. They're staying with their friend who has a child. And hey, she's like, yeah, come on, I need help with my baby. So they were helping each other throughout that week. The twins down eating breakfast. That other child down eating breakfast. King, Gina, and the friend. They hear a knock at the door. Boom, 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 boom. So Gina's friend went ahead and answered the door. King stepped aside so he couldn't be seen. It was the ex. The ex kind of barn bursts himself in. Gina, I need to talk to you. Gina's like, what we need to talk about, nigga? What you did was foul. He said, do you think I was just going to be okay with losing you to a bitch who's pretending? Gina said, it's more than that. He said, how the hell can you forgive and bitch lied to you the whole time? Gina said, that's my business, not yours. You need to get the fuck up out of here before we call 911. Don't you got a warrant out for your arrest? Next says, bitch, you call 911 and be the last thing you do. And he slaps the shit out of her for even saying. Gina goes to run to the phone. He decides to run out the front door because he felt, hey, I gotta search this whole property. Well, Gina's friend had a shed sitting in the back, and then there was a garage. He goes to the shed first. Nobody there. He goes to the garage. Nobody there. But he ends up picking up a crowbar. And by this time, he's just swinging it as he's talking. He's like, I know the motherfucker's here. So he goes back in the house. He searches. By this point, he's already furious. You know, he's not partied with his nose. He's feeling invincible. They try to take the kids upstairs. So that way, if anything did happen, it didn't happen in front of the kids. But Gina's friend kid, he was a little bit nosy. The ex says, y'all got 5 minutes for him to show up and I start shooting. He takes a seat down on the couch. Gina's trying to talk to him, talk him out of it. Like, what are you doing? You're about to ruin your life, woo, woo, woo. And then Gina finally be like, you know, you gonna do this in front of your kids? He said, it can only imagine what you were doing in front of my kids with that F word. So 4 minutes pass, he's like, y'all bitches got 60 seconds. Gina's like, go on, he's not here, he's not here. Trust me, he's not here. The 5 minutes pass, he says, you know what? I don't want to do anything in front of the kids anyways. So he goes ahead and he leaves. But little do they know, he parked his car somewhere where he could see. And he stayed there for a moment. King being smart, not making his way outside, thinking, you know, the same thing. Hey, maybe he around the corner creeping. It becomes nighttime. And where they were sleeping was in the shed. The kids happen to fall asleep with Gina's friend's kid in their room. So Gina's friend like, hey, since the kids are in the house, go ahead sleep on the couch. It's okay. We'll lock down the house, threw him a gun, said this is for your protection. Come about 2 o'clock in the morning, all you hear is a BOW! Somebody kicks in the door. It's the ex. He sees King, he starts fighting King. Boom, boom, boom. They tussling. You know what I'm saying? They tussling. Gina tries to fight him. He ends up pushing out Gina to where Gina falls out. A little unconscious. You gotta think, Gina's a little girl. The best friend was sitting at the table. So she goes to stand up, you know, because she's got something in her hand. And she takes a couple steps. BOW! Sits her right where she sat. Gina kind of backs up. King backs up in the little corner. And at this point, the ex is going like this, back and forth to Gina and to King, to Gina and to King. He's crying. He's devoting his love to Gina, like, I couldn't hurt you, but for you to do this, woo, 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 woo. He does one more line of coke, cocks the pistol, bow, right in King's head, bow, right to King's chest, bow, another chest shot. King kind of slowly slumps down. The ex happened to look up and seen that Gina's friend's son was standing at the top of the steps. So he's staring at this child. He gulps. He puts the pistol back in his pocket. He told Gina, make sure you take care of my kids. And then he leaves. The neighbors across the street had heard the gunshots, the first one, so they called 911. By the time the ex gets to his car, 911 was already out there and they had him in handcuffs. When they walked in, Gina was holding King, crying, please baby, stay with me, stay with me. They noticed the friend dead at the table and King dead off in the corner. A couple officers go up the steps, grab the kids to save them. They try to pry Gina off of King, but it takes them a moment. When she noticed that the friend was getting taken away with a white sheet over, that's when she kind of let go because her attention went over to the friend. And that's when they put King on a gurney and white blanket him. A couple months passed, they ended up having a court hearing about it. And the ex was found guilty, but he only had to do 15 years to aggravated manslaughter. Gina ended up moving back to King's hometown to raise the boys. The boys still have King's last name, and the boys still think that King is their dad. This is actually based on true events. So I say this to say that sometimes you have to just live in your truth. If you gotta lie about something, it's not meant for you. Because not only do you hurt yourself, but you also hurt everybody that you involve. For more stories, please follow me, like, comment, favorite, and repost everything that you see. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My Spotify channel will be dropping here soon. If you need the link, it's in my bio. Again, I appreciate y'all for every story that y'all stay with me on. New story starts tomorrow. Let me know how you feel about this one.